Hello, folks, and welcome high atop TD Garden. I'm Joe Pinola along with Joey O'Connor. Joey, we have the privilege of calling Norwood against Dedham a crosstown rivalry from the home of the Boston Celtics and the Boston Bruins today.
Yeah, crosstown rivalry, and the game is happening in neither of the towns today. So here we are at the TD Garden, home of the reigning champion Boston Celtics. We got a pretty quick rematch here of Norwood versus Dedham. They just played last week. I believe Norwood won big at home in Norwood, so a little bit of a get-back game here for Dedham. If you're Norwood, you got to come out swinging. Anticipate they're going to give you their best punch.
Well, let's see what Norwood's got. Is really a neat opportunity that Norwood gets here as Brian Dearborn gets fouled immediately by number 20, Sam Milligan of Dedham. This is the Andrew James Lawson Foundation Invitational, something I believe they've been running for a couple of years now. It honors Andrew James Lawson, who was a student at Norwell High School, graduate of the class of 2008. He passed away after a 2-year battle with cancer, but left an indelible mark on the Norwell community in terms of athletics, academics, and everything of that sort. Had Down syndrome, but did a really nice job getting involved with the Special Olympics. And really, it's the main reason that we're here today, Joey.
Yeah, what a great idea. What a great opportunity. Great way to get high school teams here playing at the Garden in front of a big crowd. And a great way to raise money. I believe all the teams playing today had to raise money to be here. It sounds like they worked really, really hard doing so since basically the summer. So great job by all the teams playing today, and especially our Norwood Mustangs. They really wanted to be here. They worked hard. They raised a ton of money. So congrats to them.
Absolutely. What an experience for these kids. Andrew is someone described as having a magnetic personality, and he has numerous accolades to his name, including being in the Norwell High School Hall of Fame as both an athlete, a coach, as he came back to do after he graduated, and as just a friend of athletics, and was honored by the Boston Celtics, I believe, as well, with Heroes Among Us Award. So that's the reason we're here. Norwood is just kind of getting now to really kind of soak it all in and be here at the parquet floor today.
Yeah, what an honor to play on the parquet. As we mentioned, you get the championship banners hanging above you, a brand new one from this past season. Big crowd here for both teams. Obviously a big opportunity. I think both teams are coming out a little slow. Obviously, it's tough to adjust and play on this court. So we still get a 0-0 game so far. Absolutely.
You're used to playing in kind of a smaller gym, and now all of a sudden you've opened it up literally to NBA size.
Yeah. NBA
Patrick Connell is going to move in for Norwood, and almost getting the first bucket of the game was Alex Ukimchak. That is the 6'7" senior transfer student to Norwood. He is originally from Ukraine, but transferred from Dedham High School.
Yeah,
so a little bit of a rivalry game, and Ukimchak is quite literally at the center of it.
Yeah, I believe he got his get back a little bit last week. I heard he dunked during the game. He dunked right on Dedham. Big win for Norwood. And speaking of NBA size, he looks like an NBA player in that paint today. He's a focal point of the Mustang offense and defense. A lot of the touches, the offense go through him. And obviously on the other end, he's a menace on the glass and in the paint.
Well, Dedham will certainly have their hands full with him, but they've got some great players in their own right. Jaden Tomorrow is a 6'3", 195 senior forward for Dedham. He'll be one to watch, as well as number 35, Dante Gutierrez. Got to imagine that those two will be tasked with slowing down Ukimchak. Norwood, though, Joey, does have some other Dedham connections, as Patrick Connell knocks down the first bucket of the game. So 2 points at the TD Garden for Patrick Connell as he initiates the scoring.
That's a good icebreaker for the rest of his life right there.
Absolutely. Although the other connection to Dedham is Norwood's head coach, Chris Fraioli. He was involved with the Dedham basketball program for 24 years, 4 as a player, 20 as a coach. He coached the freshman level JV and a decade as the varsity head coach before switching allegiances. We're lucky enough to have him living in town in Norwood, and he's done a great job with the Norwood program now in his 3rd year.
Yeah, he's been a great addition to the program, as you mentioned. Obviously a very experienced coach, a very hard-nosed kind of old-school coach too, which I think these players appreciate. He holds them accountable, he works them hard, and it's shown so far this season. They've got a great record. They got a big opportunity here today to extend that to an even bigger lead in the TVL.
Norwood had success against Dedham when they played them not all that long ago. and actually almost blew him out of the water if you look at the final score of it. But Dedham, you've got to imagine, is going to want to come on strong here.
Yeah, and if they're going to do so, they're going to have to figure out the Alexander problem in the paint there. As we mentioned, a lot of the offense goes through him when he's on the court. And then you can see on the other end, defensively, Norwood is smart. They sit in an extended 2-3 zone and let him set up shop in the paint where he can really go to work.
Always nice to have you on the mics, Joey, with the basketball expertise. We haven't gotten to do a basketball game this year. Joey's been part of our girls program and coaching the JV team under head coach Kristen McDonald with varsity. And Joe, I guess a little bit of a break from that, but we're still getting you involved in basketball today.
Yeah, basically
bringing you all the way up here to Boston.
Basically came here straight from the varsity practice this morning, got home and got a quick shower in, then took the red line to the orange line. But yeah, the girls program's working hard. JV, we're 6-0. Played a great game last night, and varsity extended all the way to 6-1 last night. So.
And Patrick Connell knocks down another 3 there. Already 5 points for Connell, one of Norwood's 2 senior captains, along with Brian Dearborn. But the girls program, obviously, as Joey mentioned, still practicing here on the weekends, as tomorrow tries a long 2 and knocks down Dedham's first buckets of the game. That makes it 5-2 Norwood.
We got a nice lift in. We did a little yoga, and then we did some basketball. So some pretty good stuff from the girls. They work hard. It's tough getting up on the weekends to practice early. It's tough for these boys right now, too. A rare night and day back-to-back here. So I think that's why we're seeing some of the not-so-fresh legs so far.
That was some nice work from Dedham to collect a steal. It was a junior, number 24, Lord Ofoso Ampofo, who was the one who originally got that steal and almost looked like he was going to capitalize in transition. But instead, with 4:33 to go here in the first half, it'll be Norwood's ball up 7-2.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams are going to make some substitutions here, so hopefully some actual fresh legs on the court.
I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of substitutions for both teams, maybe kind of getting different players a chance to play at the Garden here. Connell is blocked there as Lord Afoso Amposo was the one who was right in there for the Marauders. And now Dedham back the other way, trying to knock down a big shot. Number 23 is Julian Allison Cardoso. His brother Justin, wearing number 15, is also on the team. So Dedham certainly got some tongue twisters for us up here in the booth today.
Another good shot there from Connell. He's got the range going today. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go beyond the NBA three-point line at some point.
Yeah, that's interesting to see. You don't get that a whole lot, having the 2 different three-point lines. So if you're kind of looking and wondering why it's there, well, that's what you get, I guess, when you're here at the TD Garden.
Yeah, and that's one of those weird adjustments I think both teams are going to have to make today. You might think you're at the high school three-point line. You look down and you're about 5 feet further back, taking an even further shot. So, again, a lot of adjustments for both teams to make today here on this legendary parquet floor.
The 2 not that long ago was scored by Lord Afoso Amposo for Dedham, the 6-foot junior. He certainly seems to have some energy to his game and is one to watch. And Norwood will go to the bench once again. They had Michael Dever in there, number 2 for a moment, along with Matty Banks. But it looks like we're going to see a couple other substitutions as Norwood will check back in to the starting crew that they had today.
Yeah, so it looks like number 5, Caden Sheehan, number 12, Sam Larkey checking back in. So we're pretty much back to the starters here. It was a pretty good setup there on the sideline and out of bounds play from the Mustangs. Just couldn't execute on the pass, but they had Alex right where they want him, isolated in the post, nobody else within 20 feet.
So here's Sheehan. He will inbound it to number 2. That's Dever. I think I might have misspoken a moment ago saying that he had checked out. Dever gets the assist there, and the bucket to you, Kimchak, who already has 4 today. And Norwood is up 9-4 in the contest. 3 minutes to go here in the first half of action as Dedham moves it around. They take another long 2, and once again it's Jaden Tomorrow who has 4 of the 6 points for Dedham. The senior is certainly going to be one to watch.
Yeah, that's a tough mid-range shot there from Dedham over Alex's
nice shot there from Michael Dever.
Yeah, and a good response there from Norwood. So keep your eyes on this defense. They play an extended 2-3 zone full court. Puts a lot of pressure on Dearborn and Larkey up top to work hard, but then it results in turnovers like that.
Another steal for Norwood, this one courtesy of Caden Sheehan. And he gets it back for Brian Dearborn, who will slow things down a little bit with 26 left on the shot clock. Inside to you, Kimchak, working against Tomorrow. He is doubled for a moment, but Norwood finds the open man. It was a good look for Larkey, but he's off the mark, and Dedham now will head back the other direction.
Yeah, pretty good offense there from Norwood. They get the paint touch to Alex. He makes a great pass back out. One extra pass, good look. Couldn't get it to drop. But here we go in transition.
Another strong rebound for Sheehan, and we'll see Norwood take a timeout here. Joey, 11-6 in favor of Norwood with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pretty good start for this Norwood team, who may have been a little bit shell-shocked getting in here, seeing the big arena, but they seem to not be fazed by it at all as the cheerleaders come out to give us a performance.
Yeah, first 2 minutes were a little slow. It seems like Norwood's kind of found their groove here. They're getting those paint touches. They're making those extra passes. They're working hard on defense, trying to force those turnovers. That's kind of the name of their game. And we'll see what adjustments they make when Alex has to come out. The one game I did broadcast for them this year, it is interesting. Now, while he's in the game, you'll see them in that extended full court 2-3 zone. If he checks out of the game and they go smaller, they usually switch to man defense, kind of just traditional old school high school defense here. So we'll see if he gets a quick breather, if he's going to stay in. But that's something to keep your eyes on both ends of the floor.
So the cheerleaders with a nice performance there, as it's a pretty big day for them too, getting to be here at the play from the parquet as they get to be in center court right by that Celtics logo. We saw them with their coach, Jill Buckman, warming up downstairs at TD Garden and getting ready, and they are on kind of the left side of your screen right underneath the hoop. So some nice publicity for the cheerleading team that has done a nice job making it to states, it seems like, year after year.
Yeah, and some more Norwood people working hard here at the Garden. We have Norwood's own Joe Spadorsha down low. I believe he's on a camera, I think that's correct. So he's clocked in working a camera here. We got Mustangs all over the building working hard, so great to see that.
Yeah, I saw a number of students getting here early, obviously with the snow and the traffic. You never know coming up towards Boston, but nice to see a lot of folks in. Alex Ukimchak is not in the game for Norwood, so Joey, it seemed like you were wise to that early on. Justin Cochran is, but Cochran is a little bit off the mark on that shot. It looks like Norwood has turned to John Igori, a sophomore, who'll be tasked with some of the big man responsibility now with the 6'7" Ukrainian out of the game for the moment.
Yeah, this is interesting because I have not seen him play yet. The one game I broadcasted, I don't think he checked into the game. So it looks like he's actually going to fill that role in the middle of the 2-3 zone, and they're going to stay in it, which I think is great. This is their best defense. Makes the other team play fast, turn the ball over, get a little uncomfortable.
So a lot of different opportunities for players for Norwood. Dedham with some nifty passing, eventually find Jaden Tomorrow. That seems to be right around the free throw line where he likes to release from, but some good defense. Gets a steal for Patrick Connell as he took it away from one of Dedham's juniors, Finn Davis, wearing number 3.
Yeah, we got about a minute left here in this first quarter. This is where games are usually won and lost. The ends of quarters and halves. You got to close hard. You got to extend your lead. Or if you're Dedham, you got to chip back away at it right here.
So Norwood with kind of a little bit of their second unit in there with Agori and Cochran joining Larkey, Connell, and Sheehan. Very interesting right now that Coach Fraioli seemingly mixing up things a whole lot. But I think, as we mentioned, getting a lot of players a chance to play on this historic court. There's a 3 that is a little bit off the mark from Ofoso Amposo for Dedham. But Dedham gets it back with the offensive rebound, and Jaden Tomorrow rises up and knocks it down. Tomorrow has 7. He's the game's leading scorer and puts Dedham back within 2.
Yeah, and Tomorrow with another tough bucket today there. That was a nice one-dribble pull-up from 3. We're going to see what Norwood does here at the end of the first quarter.
Dedham is all over Caden Sheehan, but another quick turnover. Larkey with 5 seconds to go. It eventually finds its way to Connell, who has no choice but to put it up off the back of the rim, no good. And the red light goes on to the backboard here at TD Garden, and that signals the end of the first quarter.
Wow, what a first quarter of action. Both teams working hard. As we mentioned, this is a rare game where both teams played last night. So I think you're seeing a lot of not-so-fresh legs from both sides. I think you're right, Joe. We're probably going to see a lot of subs today to kind of load manage those minutes. And as a reminder, this is a Norwood team that I believe last week beat this Dedham team by about 30 or 40. So you can see Dedham made some adjustments this past week. I think they're hungry. I think they want to show they're a better team than they were last week.
Dedham is ranked number 35 in Division III. They are now, thanks to their win last night, both teams won. Dedham defeated Millis by a pretty high score of 71-66 last night.
Wow.
Dedham is now 5-3 overall. They are 4-2 in conference. And Norwood, with their win last night, a 48-33 win over Bellingham, is now 7-1 overall and 5-1 in conference. Although, Joey, it seems like although Norwood is kind of squarely in that playoff picture right now, the algorithm not too friendly to them, as Norwood is only ranked number 23 in Division II, despite a 7-1 overall record. Dedham has kind of suffered the same fate in D3 as they are on the playoff bubble, despite being 2 games over 500. So interesting to see that shake out, and maybe the opponent rating is a little bit lower than both teams would like, at least in the early going.
Yeah, I agree. The divisional power rankings are pretty interesting the past few years now that they've changed the algorithm a little bit. That is a major focus, I believe, of the algorithm is your strength of schedule.
And there's a shot knocked down by Vinny Messina, a junior for Dedham who's just entered the game, and he leaves his mark on the court immediately. What a start to the second quarter for Dedham.
Yeah, on the flip side of things, our varsity girls team was actually just ranked number 2 in the Division II power rankings, I think mostly because of our strength of schedule so far.
So tomorrow coming the other way finds another open man. Dedham's had some great looks lately. This one just off the mark for Lucas Whalen, a junior. So the Marauders also going with some substitutions here as they have Whalen and the aforementioned Vinny Messina joining the crew of Jaden Tomorrow, Finn Davis, and looks like also they've got number 34, Sean Lyman, a junior out there. There's another 3-point attempt that's off the mark, and Norwood comes away with a rebound.
Yeah, Dedham's just working harder here so far to close that first quarter and open the second quarter. And Nord's just going to have to wake up a little bit on both ends. This is a pretty good way to do it.
Alex Ukimchak inside, hits his 3rd field goal of the contest. He's up to 6 points, and Norwood has reclaimed the lead, 13-12. The Mustangs have Ukimchak on the court, along with Caden Sheehan, Patrick Connell, Sam Larkey, and Brian Dearborn. So Coach Fraioli getting the starting crew back out there to kick off the second quarter.
Yeah, and we'll be doing our best to keep our eyes on Alex's stat line today. He's put up some crazy ones so far this season. I believe the first game of the year he finished with a triple-double with blocks. In the game I broadcasted against Westwood, I had him with 17 points and 20 rebounds.
Triple-double with blocks is not easy to do. You hear triple-doubles and normally assume it's a guard collecting a lot of assists, but I tell you, somebody able to do that with blocks, it goes to show you what a force he is. So here is Brian Dearborn. I saw Brian a little bit before the game, kind of down in the bowels of TD Garden while he was kind of walking between places getting ready. Did not seem like the atmosphere was too much for him. He seemed calm, composed, said he was hitting his shots in warm-ups a little bit. So nice to see Brian here, who's kind of become a key leader for this team, taking on a big role and really not being intimidated by the moment.
And speaking of Dearborn, here he is from 3.
Oh, right on cue. Brian's making me look good there. He knocks down the 3, his first bucket of the night, and that puts Norwood up 16-12.
Yeah, and right before that in transition, speaking of blocks, number 55, Alex did a great job hustling back in transition, blocked the Dedham transition layup that would have been good for 2 points. Leads to 3 the other way, so a 5-point swing there for Norwood.
That could have been dangerous as Lucas Whalen has gotten 2 great looks from 3 for Dedham, but has been unable to knock them down. So 5:10 to go here. We are in the second quarter from TD Garden. As you see the Mustangs working inside that Celtic green paint. Let's see what Ukimchak can do against Tomorrow. He delivers again.
And a good find there from number 5, Caden Sheehan out of the corner. Patient offense there from Alex. Gets it to the corner, looks to post. Caden gives it right back to him. Nice 2-man game. Leads to a nice, easy 2 points.
So Ukimchak already 2 points away from being in double figures in terms of points. The way he gobbles up rebounds, you got to imagine he's closing in on a double-double, and we're not even in the second half.
Yeah, defensively, Caden Sheehan just did his best Alex impression there. Nice 2-handed block. We'll see if Norwood can capitalize on the other end. Dearborn
trying to get around Finn Davis, can't find room. He does get a pick, at least for the moment, from Ukimchak, who points towards the bucket. Look at that.
Shades of Nikola Jokic right there.
Wow, telling number 12 Sam Larkey where he wants him, and Larkey kicked it out to Sheehan for the or maybe it was Connell, for the 3 attempt. Unfortunately, it doesn't go, but Norwood gets the offensive rebound and a fresh 35.
Yeah, that was an absolute laser of a pass there from Alex. He told the defense where the ball was going, and they still couldn't do anything about it.
Dedham maybe doesn't like the eyes that Ukimchak has against their defense, so Coach Jake Reed will take a timeout, and the cheerleaders will come back to center court to give us a performance here.
Yeah, and that is an underrated part of Alex's game. Usually high school big men, you kind of think of just posting up, grabbing points, grabbing rebounds, swatting shots, but he's actually a great facilitator with the ball in his hands. He can direct offense like that you just saw. When he gets double-teamed or triple-teamed in the paint, he does a great job finding the open shooter. He's an absolute weapon for this Mustangs team on both ends of the floor.
A Mustang team that is on a 7-game win streak. The Mustangs dropped their first game of the season against Hopkinton, who is ranked a little bit above them at number 19 in D2. But the Mustangs have been rolling, including a thrilling 55-53 win, I believe, last week against cross-conference rival Sharon. So the Mustangs obviously have been successful, in large part thanks to how strong Ukimchak has been. And we're happy to kind of give you some of those reports here from high in the rafters of TD Garden.
Yeah, and I'm sure this coaching staff was very happy to have Alex transfer over from Dedham. The past few years with Fraioli as a head coach, Norwood roster has been pretty small, I would say, in the front court. They would usually play a lot of small ball. They'd full court press. They try to play as fast as they can. They usually had Caden Sheehan's older brother, Casey, at the 5, who is more of like a 3 or a 4. So this is a great opportunity for this Mustangs team this season to have a true big in the paint on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex hears it a lot that you can't teach size. We'll see a foul there on the court. Looks like Dedham has gone to the bench here as Dekai Richardson, a sophomore, number 33, has entered. They will also turn back to number 15, Julian Allison Cardoso, who, if memory serves me right, I think is also a member of their soccer team that was highly successful this year. So Dedham certainly having some multi-sport athletes in their crew. They've also got Sam Milligan out there, as well as number 35, Dante Gutierrez, and number 21, Ethan Mastrovich, a sophomore, rounds out the crew for Coach Jake Reed's Marauders here midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty good offense there from Dedham. They were making the right passes, working the ball around, but Mastrovich just got some happy feet there at the end. Unforced error, turnover the other way.
That was almost a travel, and yeah, the referee does agree with a late whistle. It's called against Joe Serator, number 14, who's in there for Norwood, as he joins Connell Sheehan, Dearborn, and number 23, who's out there for Norwood, that's Finn Kenny. So the Mustangs obviously letting some other players get a chance to play here. Maybe will not be far before we see Coach Fraioli going to everyone on his bench, even if they haven't gotten much of an opportunity this year. Nice work from Gutierrez inside as he collects his own rebound. Still doesn't go. And we see a stoppage in play here.
Yeah, strong take there from number 35, Gutierrez. Follows his own shot, grabs the offensive rebound, up fakes, draws the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
So we'll see Dedham go into the line. It will be Dante Gutierrez, who has been held off the score sheet so far, but he knocks down the first free throw in very smooth style, and he puts Dedham within 5. It is 18-13 in favor of in favor of Norwood, excuse me, as we await the second free throw from Gutierrez. Kind of strange, Joey. I'm so used to being in these small high school gyms where if we're talking during a free throw, we could distract the shooter. But up here, I tell you, we could probably yell, and I doubt they'd even hear us.
Yeah, I just tried to hold my breath there, and then I realized we're about 80 feet up in the air, and they cannot hear or see us. So next time I will talk through the free throws.
There we go. So certainly as we adjust here as well, the player is doing the same. But nice work at the free throw line moments ago from Gutierrez as Dedham gets the ball back once again.
Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be a foul, offensive foul on Alex in the middle there. Just crashed the glass a little too hard, I guess, from the ref's perspective. I thought that was pretty clean.
And look at that. The bank is open for Ethan Mastrovich as the sophomore knocks down the bank shot. And Dedham is now back within 2, 18-16.
Yeah, we've only got about 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. So, again, the end of a quarter, the end of the half. This is when games are won and lost. Dedham kind of closed much harder in the first quarter.
Oh, and this is certainly something that's going to stick in Norwood's head as Connell is called for the travel. It's the second travel in the last, at least basketball minute that we've had called against Norwood. So obviously Norwood may be getting a little bit nervous here as Dedham has made their push. But they get an opportunistic steal here as Dearborn directs the traffic. 2:15 to go here and Norwood up 18-16. He works to get around Richardson. Can't quite do it, and he finds Connell instead. The seniors playing pitch and catch, and now Ukimchak inside. Works its way around to Finn Kenny. Now Patrick Connell with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Dearborn inside. Beautiful pass, and there's 10 points for Ukimchak. Norwood's up 4.
Yeah, and some more patience there from the Mustang offense. They post up with Alex. They can't get a good look. They kick it back out. They work it around. Alex reposts. Great touch pass there from Dearborn to get Alex in an advantageous spot to go up strong.
Dedham has been spreading their scoring around a lot here in the second quarter after getting a really good start. Jaden Tomorrow is still their leading scorer at 7. But obviously they've gotten a lot of contributions, including this one from Gutierrez, who finds himself on the free throw line once again.
Yeah, Gutierrez has just been a spark plug right now for Dedham. He's working very hard in the paint, going up strong, grabbing his own rebounds, and drawing another foul. So great job there from Gutierrez.
So he will shoot 2 again right in front of the Norwood cheerleaders down there. 1:27 to go here from the TD Garden and the Andrew James Lawson Foundation Invitational. And Gutierrez is good. He's 3 of 3 so far from the free throw line.
And so we'll see some more subs here for the Mustangs. I believe that's Larkey checking back in the game. That looks like number 3, Anthony Canidi. And I believe that's number 11, Sammy Goyko checking in.
So Goyko and Canidi getting their first action of the game as they join Connell, Dearborn, and Larkey, obviously, who just checked back in. Dante Gutierrez is 4 of 4 right now, so tell you, maybe if the Celtics need some free throw shooting, they've got to look down the highway to Dedham a little bit, as he has been impressive from the line. Dedham is within 2 as they've been clawing back here in the second quarter, 20-18. Dearborn with 20 seconds on the shot clock gets it for Ukimchak, who tried to dunk, couldn't quite do it, and that energizes the Dedham bench. Jaden Tomorrow was right in the middle of that as Ukimchak was inches away from slamming it down here at the Red Alabama court.
Yeah, that was a great drive baseline from Dearborn. A good find to Alex in the middle there. Went up strong, just got stuffed by the rim. But, oh, boy, that Norwood crowd would have gone bonkers if he threw that down.
Gutierrez gets blocked here as Ukimchak gets it back. And a smart play on the Norwood sideline from Sammy Goyko to throw it off a Dedham player. It'll be Norwood ball with 41.8 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, so Alex makes up for the missed dunk on the other end with a ferocious swat. And then you love to see Sammy Goyko checking in the game, bringing that energy and hustle. Makes a great, smart play there. And we have Norwood ball going the other way.
So Dearborn now will get things going, seeing if Norwood could end the second half or the first half, on a good note. He finds Larkey for a good look, but it's Ukimchak playing garbage man again. He's up to 12 tonight. Norwood's up 4 with 18 seconds left to go here. Sam Milligan for Dedham. Nice pass inside for Tomorrow. He kicks it out for Ethan Mastrovich. Now eventually an open look, and knocking down the big shot for Dedham is Dante Gutierrez.
Ooh, not a bad look there from Canidi. Norwood was just looking to push it to close the half there, but I'll tell you what, number 35 on Dedham, you just mentioned him again, Joe. Gutierrez is keeping Dedham in this game. We're entering halftime. Norwood 22. Dedham 21, and I would say Gutierrez has had probably the last 8 points potentially for Dedham. He's got
7, so Joey, pretty close there. Jaden Tomorrow has 7 for Dedham, as those two have lit up the score sheet for Jake Reed's Marauders. For Norwood, Alex Ukimchak has been putting on a show in the Ukimchak revenge game. He's got 12 today to go along with a bunch of rebounds. You got to imagine Coach Fraioli likes that against the team that he was at the helm for the past 10 years on the varsity level. Patrick Connell got Norwood started with 5 off the bat, but Norwood's really been mixing and matching. Michael Dever getting some points off the bench. Sammy Goyko making a great play moments ago. It's been a lot of fun here from the Garden. A lot of players getting an opportunity, and we're excited too to be up here and getting a chance to broadcast this to you.
Yeah, it's been great so far, super fun. I think both teams are finally settling into the environment and the game. I think we'll see both teams play even better basketball here in the second half now that they're adjusted to the court, they're adjusted to the crowd, the noise, everything. And again, something to keep your eyes on. I think we'll see some more substitutions and fresh legs in the second half as both teams played last night.
I've got to imagine now some of the Norwood youth are getting a chance to be here on the court as they're going to get a chance to shoot some hoops here at the parquet floor, so that's always neat to see. While they kind of get ready to do that, we'll take a shout out before halftime to Ron Marshalsea, who's doing some wonderful camera work here today. Great sight lines for Ron up here on the 6th floor of TD Garden. And Danielle DiMattia is also with us today taking some photos. So she's rocking that press pass and is somewhere down courtside. A really neat opportunity for her as well. So the Norwood program getting their chance to be involved with the Celtics as you see them pouring onto the court. We'll take a little break here to get ready for the second half of action. It's been a highly competitive game so far between Norwood and Dedham. The Mustangs 22, the Marauders 21. We'll be back from the TD Garden in just a little bit.
My name is Patrick Connell. My favorite pregame meal is pasta. My favorite Boston sports team is the Boston Celtics. And my favorite part about high school sports is the student sections.
My name is Brian Dearborn. My favorite pregame meal is frozen pizza. My favorite Boston sports team is the Celtics. And my favorite part about high school sports is just hanging out with my friends and hanging out with the team.
My favorite pregame meal is a peanut butter and jelly. Favorite Boston sports teams, probably the Pats or the Celtics. My favorite part about high school sports is just like hanging out with my friends and just spending time with everybody.
My favorite pre-games meal I'm not eating. My favorite Boston sports team is Boston Celtics. My favorite parts about high school sports is basketball team.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to TD Garden. I'm Joe Pinola, and I'm here with Joey O'Connor. Joey, kind of strange. I almost stumbled saying that at the open there. TD Garden. What a chance we're getting today to be here.
Yeah, it still does not sound correct when you say it out loud, but here we are. If you're just tuning in, it is a 22-21 game here. Norwood's got a 1-point lead. Both teams have been working hard. Today's a bit of a tough adjustment playing here. Both teams just played last night. So a little bit of a slow start. I think we're expecting a bigger second half here as both teams settle into the game.
Absolutely. Patrick Connell with the ball here. He gets blocked by Dante Gutierrez. We called Gutierrez his name a ton during the second quarter, and he picks up right where he left off. For Norwood here to start this second half, they've got most of their starting crew out there as a nice defensive play by Brian Dearborn happens. Sheehan, Dearborn, Connell, and Ukimchak are out there, but so is number 00 as Sam Milligan is off the mark. 00 is Richard Beatty, who I have the pleasure of having in class, just a really nice kid, and nice to see him getting a chance here to start the second half. And he did a nice job, almost forcing a steal there not long ago.
Yeah, good defensive effort there from Beatty, checking right into the game.
Here he is again, and he's tried to get it over for Caden Sheehan, but Dedham capitalizes the other way, and they take a lead here early in the second half as Ethan Mastrovich, a sophomore, collects his 4th points of the contest. We were talking a little bit at the half, Joey, as Brian Dearborn lines up for almost an NBA 3, that there is another Norwood Dedham connection that we didn't even realize, aside from Ukimchak and Coach Fraioli.
Yeah, one that I honestly kind of forgot about. That one's on me. We have on the Dedham coaching staff the freshman coach, thank God, or TG. He was a Norwood High School student, great basketball player, great athlete, really nice guy. I would imagine he's a great coach on that coaching staff. So another Norwood connection here in this game. And
perhaps there are more that we don't know about. That's kind of the only now Dedham former Norwood connection that we've seen. As coming back the other way and getting the bucket there is Allison Cardoso. So Dedham, don't look now, Joey, is up to their biggest lead of the contest, up 3, as they lead 25-22 with 5:50 left here in the second half.
Yeah, they've come out strong here after the halftime break. Nice pull-up 3 there from Dedham as well. They've got great energy right now. They're just kind of outworking Norwood. We'll see if Norwood can pick up the pace here on both ends of the floor.
If you're Norwood coming in on a 7-game win streak, you beat Dedham big not long ago, this could be the very definition of a trap game for you. Although I don't think a game at TD Garden is something that the Mustangs are going to overlook too quickly. Although, as we've been mentioning, as Beatty tries to drive inside and kicks it back for Sheehan. Sheehan moving in, and Tomorrow comes away with the ball instead for Dedham. But Norwood took the long drive to Bellingham last night, back at it this morning. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, tough spot for both teams, but yeah, especially Norwood. Long road trip in Bellingham. I think they were back at Norwood this morning, probably at about, I think I saw them in the gym at about 10:15, 10:30, getting ready for the bus. So a long 24 hours here for these guys.
Dedham was at home in their most recent contest as they took down Millis last night. But Dedham will get the honor of traveling to Bellingham as Allison Cardoso knocks down another shot here to put Dedham now up 5. They will travel to Bellingham on Tuesday, while Norwood finally gets a break, and they will host Norton on Tuesday. So those will be the next games for those respective schools.
Yeah, it seems like the key so far here in the second half is Dedham is just shutting down any opportunities for number 55, Alex, in the paint here. I don't think he's even touched the ball. He's a focal point of this Norwood offense, even just as a passer. But we'll see him go up as a dunker. Oh, my goodness.
Thought he found an opportunity there as the rim vibrates. But for the second time today, Yukimchak comes close, but can't quite finish the dunk.
And that would have been a great way to wake up this Mustang team. Instead, Dedham is alive and playing great hoops, specifically number 35 there. Right there, Gutierrez. He is playing a heck of a game here for Dedham.
It's 9 points for Dante Gutierrez, and it's a timeout for Norwood as Coach Fraioli is starting to see this once decently sizable Norwood lead get not only clipped but completely reversed here as Dedham is now up 7, 29-22. What a change.
Yeah, the concerning thing here, if you're Norwood, you still have not even scored a point here in this quarter, and we're halfway through. So it looks like Larkey is probably going to check back into the game. We'll have the starting unit, have some adjustments here on the offensive end of the floor. But Norwood's just got to come out fast, come out strong here, pick up the energy, the intensity on defense. Usually that 2-3 extended zone is kind of their bread and butter. I would imagine they crank that up a little bit, try to force some turnovers, some errors here from Dedham.
And if you're Dedham, this is a familiar spot, kind of clawing back. I was looking at common opponents, something that our announcing partner, Mark Hoover, always likes to do. Westwood is a common opponent, and Westwood is a strong common opponent for both teams. Dedham came back down double digits in the fourth quarter to beat Westwood. That's one of their 5 wins this season, and that is something that you can hang your hat on. The fact that a team like this can come back, really storm back in the fourth quarter. They got a game-closing block from Jaden tomorrow. Not a surprise seeing how he plays and how the Dedham front court has been. And you also look up and down the Dedham roster, and one of their top shooters, Sam Milligan, who had even 28 points earlier this season, has been shut out so far. So if Sam gets going, the front court starts playing well. Dedham, who's already started to mount that comeback and really completed it up 7 here, could be extremely dangerous, could even run away with this if Norwood doesn't get a handle on it.
And so we'll see how Norwood comes out of this timeout. They had a 4-cross set here. It looked like they were trying to get the ball to Dearborn. Alex is working hard down low for a post-up, but again, Dedham defense just not even allowing him to touch the ball.
It's been Tomorrow who's been on him the whole time. This time, Alex was hoping that he created a little bit of a lane there for Dearborn, but Dedham was on him the whole way. Number 24, Lord Afoso Amposo, was right in there. Luckily for Norwood, the ball stays with them, but 2 seconds on the shot clock, Joey. They're going to have to get this off quick.
Yeah, I would imagine this is either just going to be a catch-and-shoot 3 or some sort of lob up to Alex.
And Alex
and
does
Dedham
get it
bails
off,
him out right there. Wow.
Wow.
That's a brutal foul if you're Dedham.
Very costly, and you've got to imagine Dedham's coach, Jacob Reed, is not happy about that one.
Yeah, so that'll reset the shot clock. That's huge.
So Sheehan will inbound it. New life for the Norwood team. Connell will try. Was it a 3, Joey? No, it was a 2.
Great shot there, though, from Connell. He had a great start to the game shooting-wise. That could be the key here for the Mustangs in the second half.
A 3-pointer, 2-pointer doesn't matter at this point as long as it goes in. But Dedham back the other way. Can't quite get the bounce they want. And it's Connell coming away with the rebound, and he is fouled.
Yeah, ferocious rebound there from number 22, Pat Connell. And that's a big foul on Dedham. Looks like Tomorrow's going to have to check out of the game. He's been huge for Dedham on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he's been a force. And defensively this half, he's been shutting down Alex. So big foul there for Dedham.
Not happy about the call as he'll be replaced by Julian Allison Cardoso. I've got to imagine Justin's twin brother as they're both juniors. Julian is 6'2", so tell you, Dedham's not losing much height having the 6'3" Tomorrow sit down. But now it looks like Norwood. Oh, are they going to be called for a technical on this, Joey? As Fraioli looks heated. Not exactly sure what happened here, but the referee blew his whistle, immediately pointed towards Fraioli, and this is maybe the most heated I think I've ever seen, Coach Chris. Dedham fans are getting up pretty loud behind their section. The referee is explaining to the Norwood coach what was going on. I'll tell you, this is not going to help Norwood as Sam Milligan knocks down the technical free throw, or at least the first of them here.
Yeah, and I'm still not too sure what happened there, Joe. I thought Dedham would have been the team that was pretty mad after that foul call, but instead Norwood gets teed up.
Milligan, though, going to work, gets the bounce he wants from the TD Garden hoop. And so Dedham capitalizes on the technical foul there, back up 7, 31-24. So Dedham, who's got Milligan, they've got Afoso Amposo, they've got 2 Allison Cardosos, and they've got Dante Gutierrez. So they've got a crew that's been real solid for them on the court right now. We were talking about Sam Milligan getting going, and he just misses a 3 there. Now a nice pass inside, and an extra step that is called on the court against Afoso Amposo. Joey, you were right on top of that too.
It's pretty easy to see from up here. We've got a great viewpoint all the way up here, but yeah, the Dedham offense right there, just another unforced error. They've got a 7-point lead here. They're going to have to limit those if they want to keep this lead. And if you're Norwood, that's why you're playing that extended 2-3 zone. You got to make Dedham uncomfortable. You got to make them turn the ball over and take advantage of that on the other end. So
Brian Dearborn with the ball now. Dearborn hit almost an NBA 3 earlier in this game, but other than that, he's been pretty quiet. Alex Ukimchak, though, collects this bucket, and that is 16 so far by our unofficial count. 14 by our unofficial count. 7 field goals made in the paint for Ukimchak.
Yeah, and that was probably his strongest one yet. Posted up, 2 or 3 dribbles, rips right through and goes up strong.
So Norwood capitalizing with Jaden Tomorrow currently on the bench for Dedham as he finds himself in some foul trouble. But here's Milligan for 3, doesn't get the bounce he wants, and the rebound comes to Ukimchak. Dearborn slows things down. 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Norwood is down 5. Ukimchak inside is fouled, and Gutierrez turns towards the referee, says, "Me?"
Yeah,
and
another
referee
great
agrees that'll
seal.
send Ukimchak to the line.
Yeah, another great steal and post there from Alex. And these Norwood guards are doing a great job on the perimeter with those entry passes. Larkey with a nice touch to lead Alex to the hoop. He draws the foul against Gutierrez, and he'll have 2 free throws here.
So first time that Ukimchak has been to the line tonight. He's already got 14 points and doesn't quite get the bounce he wants there. Norwood will go to the bench as Caden Sheehan will get a well-deserved break, and Michael Dever, who hit a 2-pointer earlier in the first half, is back out there to give them some extra fresh legs.
So Alex knocks down the second one there. There we go.
15 points for the 6'7" Ukrainian transfer from Dedham, playing against his old team. Dedham moving it around the perimeter here. Afoso Amposo gets it back, over for Davis, and now the Allison Cardoso brothers playing pitch and catch. Now Gutierrez moves inside, doesn't get it to go. I thought it was going to happen. He was looking for the foul, but Dante's been a little bit frustrated lately as Norwood climbs back within 4.
Yeah, another good drive there from Gutierrez. I thought he maybe could have got a foul call there, but instead we're heading down the other way.
And here's Ukimchak still with it, and it looks like possession arrow will point towards Dedham.
Yeah, so Dedham making some adjustments there. It looked like they triple-teamed Alex in the paint. They forced the jump ball, and it's going to be their ball heading back the other way. Dedham
will go to the bench here as Julian Allison Cardoso takes a break, and Ryan Bayates, a junior, will enter the game for them. Bayates immediately gets it and swings it over to the top of the arc, and now a mid-range 2 is knocked down by Dante Gutierrez.
Yeah, another tough bucket there from number 35, Gutierrez. I'm pretty impressed by him today, Joe. He's kind of been the key here for Dedham on both ends of the floor.
He puts Dedham up 6 with 37 seconds left to go here, or maybe puts Dedham up by 4 as Ukimchak is now up to 17.
Yeah, and those two are just going at it in the paint on both ends of the floor.
The 2 big men are the only 2 players tonight who are in double figures. Oh, Joey, you wanted to travel there.
I thought we had a call there. But again, that's that Norwood extended 2-3 zone. You get in the other team's backcourt, you make them uncomfortable. Try to force some errors.
Here's Gutierrez looking for some room, tries to lay it up with the left hand. It doesn't go.
Great footwork,
and with
though.
10 seconds left on the shot clock, it'll stay with Dedham.
Yeah, another impressive post up there from Gutierrez. He obviously does not have the size advantage, but he uses his footwork to get past Alex. and puts up a nice left-handed scoop layup. Just couldn't get it to drop.
So Norwood will get a quick defensive substitution as Caden Sheehan comes in for these last 10 seconds, replacing Michael Dever. Here's Bayates for three. Knocks it down off the bank. What a shot here by Ryan Bayates to close the half. Norwood misses on their heave from three, and the junior for Dedham puts them up 7 as we head into the fourth quarter. What a big shot.
Yeah, what a finish there to that third quarter. The bank is open here on Saturday for Dedham, and then Dearborn almost gets a half-court heave to drop to close the quarter. So just like that, we've got 8 minutes left here in the game. We've got a 36-29 Dedham advantage.
So a really nice job by Dedham to play strong throughout the entirety of the quarter as we see the cheerleaders coming out here for their performance. Really nice job overall. Dante Gutierrez was the one that we zeroed in on, as Gutierrez is now up to 11 tonight to go with along with a number of rebounds and also some really strong work against Alex Ukimchak, the 6'7" transfer student from Dedham.
Yeah, and especially after tomorrow checked out of the game, those were some big minutes there from Gutierrez to actually extend the Dedham advantage.
And we will get ready for the fourth quarter as both teams will break from their timeouts. Thanks to Ron Marshalsea, who does a great job, as always, getting the shots here for us on camera. A little bit of a small crew for us with the NCM group today, but we are happy to have a nice little private booth here in the upper part of the TD Garden. It is an experience, Joe.
Yeah, we're up here in the suites. This is probably the only time I'll ever be up here, the only time I can afford to be up here.
There you go.
Great viewpoint of this game, and we've got a great viewpoint of this hopefully electric fourth quarter.
And away we go as Caden Sheehan inbounds it to Sam Larkey. He swings it over for Brian Dearborn. You got to imagine that Dearborn is getting ready to get his shot going here. Patrick Connell tried to start the second half off with, or the fourth quarter, off with a three, but it doesn't go for him.
That was an NBA range three. It looked pretty good, too. I thought that was dropping.
Dedham now swinging things around. They find the open man. It's Gutierrez. He's off the back of the rim, no good, and the rebound comes to the Norwood guard, Dearborn.
Yeah, and so Norwood's going to have to get something going here on the offensive end, whether it's in transition, pushing the pace like Dearborn's doing right there, cleaning up the glass, grabbing
just
some
go to
second
what works.
opportunities there like Alex, because that third quarter, Joe, Norwood only scored 7 points. That's
19
not going to cut it.
On our unofficial tally for Alex Ukimchak. What a game he's had so far. Looking to go over 20 points at the Garden. Dedham continuing to move the ball very well. Here's Tomorrow underneath the hoop, and Jaden puts it in.
Yeah,
haven't heard much from him, but Jaden Tomorrow now up to 9.
Yeah, he had a great start to the game, got in a little bit of foul trouble and checked out. He did a great job in the third quarter on the defensive end, playing defense on Alex. I think this is going to be a key here for Dedham as they have Tomorrow and Gutierrez in the game together. Those are two of their best players. They've been great all day.
Norwood going back to their bread and butter as Ukimchak works inside. 2 times he can't get it to go, but third time is the charm, and 21 points tonight for Alex Ukimchak as he is the first player in the game over 20.
Yeah, and I would imagine that sequence alone probably helped him. If he didn't already have a double-double, that sequence probably helped him secure one.
Absolutely, getting a couple of his own offensive rebounds. Nice pass inside from Oposo Amposo as he connects with Gutierrez. He gets tangled up. And some nice work for Norwood and Patrick Connell to give the possession arrow to the Mustangs.
Yeah, great sense of urgency there from Connell. Norwood's down 5 points with about 6 minutes left. He jumps in there and forces a jump ball. Possession will remain with Dedham, but that means next jump ball is going to go to Norwood. So great job there by Connell.
So Dedham will go to the bench here as Sam Milligan re-enters the game. They've also got number 44 out there on the court. He's not on our score sheet or on our rosters, but nice to see him getting an opportunity as well. And that is a costly foul potentially there, charged to Sam Larkey. That'll send Dedham to the line as Ryan Bayates will get his first opportunities from the charity stripe.
Yeah, good drive there from Ryan. He forces the foul on Larkey. I'm sure everyone will appreciate this breather here for a few seconds.
For sure, as Norwood is really going to lean on those guys that started the contest. Dedham is currently up 5, 38-33 here in the contest, as Bayates, who was the one that hit a big three-pointer off of the backboard to close the third quarter, will now get an opportunity to further make an impact. The shot from him is good, so Tell you, we did not see Ryan Beates for about the first, maybe 15, 20 minutes of actual game time, but his impact has been sizable. Second free throw is good as well. So 5 points for the junior, and now Dedham is back up 7 as they've been hovering around for a lot of time lately. Here is Sam Larkey, kicks it over for, I think that's number 10, Justin Cochran, who's entered the game for Norwood. And they'll say Cochran stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, Dedham's just bringing the juice, the tenacity, the effort, the energy here on defense. Forces a Norwood turnover there with about 5.5 minutes left here. That's not what you're looking for if you're the Mustangs. It looks like Fraioli's not too happy with the call, perhaps.
You got to imagine Fraioli wants this game bad. Not only is it at TD Garden, but it's against the team that he was involved with for over 2 decades. He was really instrumental, I believe, as the all-time wins leader at Dedham High School. So playing against his former team, obviously he's got a lot of friends in the program, but he wants this game, and I imagine this fourth quarter is going to have him.
Looks like someone else that wants this game right now, Joe, is number 5, Jaden Amaro. Another great take there on the offensive end, draws the foul, and he's at the free throw line for 2.
Knocks it down, and tomorrow now with 10 points is in double digits. Jaden just seems like an excellent athlete. I'm not sure if he plays other varsity sports for the Marauders, but his athleticism has been on full display. And also his nice stroke from the free throw line as he knocks down both of his opportunities on his first chances from the charity stripe.
Yeah, he's been competing all day. He's been absolutely tenacious out there for this Dedham team. He and Gutierrez have really brought it today.
Connell almost lost the handle on it. Cochran bailed him out for a moment, and now Connell takes it inside, knocks down a big 2, and the foul against Dedham. It could be a turning point play for Norwood now.
Yeah, speaking of guys who won it today, that's senior captain Pat Connell. Forced the jump ball on the other end a few possessions ago, and this time rips baseline, drives strong to the paint, and won.
How cool is it to see your replay on the TD Garden large scoreboard and large Videotron here? Tell you, that's got to be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for a lot of these players.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's tough for us to see it. It's about like halfway cut off from the suite. But I would imagine down low, that's a great view, great replay of that tough and one from Pat Connell.
Well, he doesn't get the and one part, but still a pretty big bucket from Norwood's senior captain. Dedham will go to the bench here as Dante Gutierrez, who had only checked out for maybe about 30 seconds of game time, will re-enter. He replaces Jaden tomorrow, so even though we don't have the exact foul tally from our vantage point, I've got to believe that tomorrow is in some significant foul trouble, especially for Dedham to take him out with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, and speaking of foul trouble, it's about the 3rd possession in a row here where Dedham is forced a foul here against this Mustang defense. Gutierrez, again, using his footwork in the paint, goes up strong, draws another foul against the Mustangs.
Dante is 4 of 4 from the free throw line as he will revisit that spot as clutch free throw shooting has been very big for Dedham and Coach Jake Reed.
And there's the commentator jinx right there. Worked in favor of the Mustangs.
I got to be rooting for Norwood a little bit, giving us the opportunity to be here at the Garden. Here's the second free throw coming from Gutierrez. We didn't jinx him that time as Dante knocks it down. So the senior is up to 12 for Dedham, and Norwood, Joey, is starting to run out of time now, down 8 with officially 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But look at that. You talked about somebody who wants it, and that someone is in double figures now.
Yeah, Pat Connell is just locked in today. He's been jacking from high school range threes. That looked like almost an NBA range 3 again from Connell. He's bringing it on both ends of the floor. He's usually more of an offensive player on like that, but he's been bringing it on this end of the floor as well for the Mustangs. So great effort here today from the senior captain.
So Norwood back within 5 as they try to track down Dedham here in the fourth quarter. But a beautiful pass as Sam Milligan has some wonderful eyes there and connects with Justin Allison Cardoso, puts Dedham back up 7.
Yeah, that was an absolute dime there from Dedham to make that pass through the Norwood zone, past Alex, who you see right here with the little lob.
Oh, gets it to go the second time.
Good offense there from the Mustangs. Good drive. Little lob city down low to Alex, who couldn't finish it the first time, but grabs his own rebound, goes up strong.
23 points by our unofficial count for Alex Ukimchak tonight, and Norwood back within 5. Seems like a Dedham 7 or 5 point lead has been the standard here, and Norwood gets some help from the TD Garden hoop.
Another great take there from Gutierrez right in the middle of the zone. That one just could not drop for some reason.
Pat Connell with it, throws it inside. Ukimchak will back down his defender. Can't quite get it this time. And another rebound for the senior Gutierrez with 3:30 now to go. So if you're Norwood, it is getting late early now. They led for most of the first half. But here's Allison Cardoso again. He has been money running that baseline, and he's now up to 8 tonight.
Yeah, it seems like Dedham has kind of figured out this Norwood zone. They're getting it to Gutierrez in the middle of the paint. They've got Cardoso on that baseline dunker spot, and Gutierrez is either going up strong or he's making that extra pass down low.
But that's a big three.
Pat Connell wants to win this game. A huge three there from the senior captain. Another deep one too, Joe. What a shot.
15 points tonight for Pat Connell, as he has been fantastic for this Norwood team. So we'll see Dedham take a timeout. 3 minutes exactly to go here in the fourth quarter. Both teams want it. What an opportunity to play from the TD Garden. And I'm looking, Joey, at Norwood's score sheet. We see 23 from Ukimchak, 15 for Connell. Their offense has been so concentrated today. They've gotten a three-pointer from Dearborn. They've gotten a two-pointer from Michael Dever, and that's it.
Yeah, that's amazing for those two guys. There's two ways to look at that. Outstanding effort from those two guys. With 3 minutes left here, though, I think Dedham is going to be closing out hard on the perimeter, obviously, on Connell. It seems like they know what to do with Alex down low. They're double-teaming him. They're triple-teaming him. So if you're Norwood here, somebody's going to have to step up, whether it's Dearborn, whether it's Caden Sheehan, whether it's someone else that's checking into the game here. You're going to have to eventually get some points from somebody else. But I'll tell you what, 22 Pat Connell is locked in today, and we'll see how number 55, Big Alex, finishes the rest of this game after playing last night.
Something else to keep an eye on is who is coming onto the court now for Dedham. It's Jaden Tomorrow, and he's back out there wearing number 5 as Dedham's two big men who have been instrumental today, and also their leading two scorers, Jaden Tomorrow and Dante Gutierrez, now on the court together. So not a surprise to see Coach Reed decide to put his two big men, regardless of foul trouble, in to try to close this out. Tomorrow is just off the mark there. Another rebound to Ukimchak. And if you're Norwood, this is the chance you wanted. You got the turnover, and now let's see if Dearborn can help Norwood turn it into points.
Yeah, Norwood with a big opportunity here to make this a one-possession game.
Dearborn over for Connell. Connell has been on fire lately, including from 3. He's got 15 already, and this pass goes off the hands of Sheehan. Sheehan, who on the football field is usually the one delivering the passes, couldn't quite handle the heat on that one from Dearborn.
Yeah, and a little bit of an adjustment here for the Mustangs. It looks like they're going to run with this 2-1-2 full court press to close the game here and try to make Dedham very uncomfortable even further down the court. We'll see what they get back into it here in the half-court setting.
So Larkey and Dearborn up top. Ukimchak and Connell doing some work down low with Sheehan out there as well. This one is off the mark. Ukimchak got his hands on it, and he's called for a foul here.
Yeah,
great effort. Foul called against him, excuse me.
Great effort there on the glass from number 55, Alex. Draws the foul. It's tough for us to tell how many fouls both teams have.
Right.
But that's going to be pretty instrumental in this comeback. If Norwood can get to that 5-foul threshold, they'll be heading to the line the rest of the game.
My thought on that was the foul was against number 24, Lord Afoso Amposo. I could be wrong about that, obviously. But if so, that would not be a back-breaking foul against Dedham. Although Lord and Brian Dearborn were shoving a little bit there. And now Norwood turns it over again. And one of Norwood's assistant coaches just sits down really quickly. There's some frustration setting in on the Mustang sideline as they have thrown the ball out of bounds now, two possessions in a row.
Yeah, they're just not on the same page on the offensive end with a couple key possessions here, and they're running out of time.
Dedham, who lost to Norwood by almost 30 points about a week ago, is now on the verge of closing out a win with under 2 minutes to go here on the parquet floor at the TD Garden. Well, if you're Dedham, you can't script it any better, Joey.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be an amazing finish to this game. Both teams working hard on both ends of the floor. It's getting a little chippy out there, too. We'll see how this ends.
Absolutely, and I hope you're right, Joey, because if there is some amazing finish in store, Norwood first has to close this 4-point lead. There's a pass inside for Jaden Tomorrow. He usually likes to shoot from that spot, so it looks like Dedham is taking their time. Instead, they try to go inside. Who's this off of? It's off Tomorrow. And the Norwood bench happy about that one as it'll stay with the Mustangs.
Yeah, Cardoso again working really hard in that baseline dunker spot. He's been making a killing on those up and unders lately. But it looks like the Norwood defense adjusted there, swatted it, and we get the Mustang ball heading the other way.
It's Justin Allison Cardoso, who Joey was just mentioning, who is looking to get into double figures. He's got 8 tonight as kind of Dedham's third option in the scoring beyond Gutierrez and Tamaro. Connell loses his dribble, luckily gets it over to Larkey. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Connell driving inside, and a big foul is charged to Gutierrez here as he puts his hands to his face, bends over, and gives Norwood a big chance at this point.
Yeah, so it looks like the foul is going to be on the floor. It looked like Connell was about to go up for a layup, but that foul is going to be on the floor. We'll have a timeout here by Coach Chris Fraioli.
Not a surprise here. 1:07 to go in the fourth quarter as Fraioli takes the timeout, coaching against his former team. Cheerleaders come on out, and they'll give us a performance. If you are just joining us for the very last part of this game, this is part of an onslaught of basketball games today for the Andrew James Lawson Foundation. Today started at 8 a.m. with 2 unified basketball games. Really awesome to see Unified getting to kick the day off, and they have been rotating boys and girls games throughout this Saturday afternoon, with the last game closing up at 8:30. With Cushing Academy against Newman.
Wow.
So quite a schedule here today, and wonderful to see all the support for the Andrew James Lawson Foundation. We mentioned it at the open, and you can certainly do a Google search and find out a bit more on the website. But Andrew James Lawson, a young man with Down syndrome, who lost his battle with cancer after 2 years of that at the age of 27, left an indelible mark on the Norwell community and especially on their athletics program. And a lot of these games, especially with those unified ones, focusing on inclusion in the early part of the game in his honor. But away we go. Final minute of action here from the TD Garden, Joey.
Yeah, and we are again in store for an amazing finish here. Norwood's going to have to capitalize here.
Oh, that's a foul against Tamaro. Jaden Tamaro picks up the foul. I'm not sure from here what number that is on him.
I think he might be.
Is that fouled out?
He's heading towards the scorer's table, but nobody's checking in yet. And I think that's it for Tamaro.
Yeah, that's it. Jaden Tamaro, who has been one of Dedham's best scorers, one of Dedham's best defenders, one of their best players, is checking out as he has fouled out of the contest, and he will be replaced by number 23, Julian Allison Cardoso. So a key development here, and Connell for 3, gets it to go!
Oh my goodness, what a finish we are about to have here. A great 4-across set there from the Mustangs. Connell comes off the screen, knocks down a clutch corner 3.
It's a 1-point lead for Dedham as Norwood has cut the deficit. Joey, I've got chills up here on that shot from Connell. That is his 4th time knocking down a 3-pointer this evening.
And talk about a story he's going to have for the rest of his life. On the parquet floor, under the banners, having the game of his career potentially.
And the building gets as loud as I've heard it in the past 2 hours as Dedham missing the shot. And now the fans getting a little bit quieter.
Starting to sound like a Celtics game in here a little bit, Joe.
It is Jaden Tamaro's replacement after he fouled out. Julian Allison Cardoso on the line. His second free throw is good as he gets a really nice bounce. And now with 48 seconds left to go and Dedham with a 2-point lead, let's see what the Mustangs can do. Dedham presses a bit here as it comes to Dearborn. He's guarded by Arfoso Amposo. Right around that TD Garden logo, gets a pick, now drives inside, puts up the 2, he is fouled, and he makes the shot.
And here come the Mustangs. Dearborn hasn't had his fastball all night tonight, but what a clutch drive there. Blows right past the Dedham defender, goes up strong, embraces the contact, gets the and one. And he's got a chance to take a lead here for Norwood for the first time in quite some time, Joe.
Brian Dearborn has the TD Garden rocking as he gets to the free throw line. He misses the shot as Dedham gets a big rebound, and immediately Coach Jake Reed takes a timeout to talk things over with 36.6 seconds left on the clock.
Oh my goodness. Like
What
we
a
said,
game.
This feels like a professional game that's played on this court. I've seen many a Celtics games that have given me this feeling down the stretch. Tie game, 36 seconds left. If you're Dedham, if you're Norwood, what more could you ask for? Playing on the parquet, home of the Celtics, home of the championship Celtics. You've got all your friends, your family here rooting for you. It's getting loud. This is going to be an amazing finish.
The storylines are fantastic in this game. We knew that coming in. Alex Ukimchak, who has 23 points tonight, played at Dedham in 2023, I believe, sat out last year with an injury and transferred to the crosstown rival. Chris Fraioli, who was a part of the Dedham basketball program as a player and a coach for 24 years. TG Ogachukwu is back on the coaching sidelines for Dedham, a graduate of Norwood High School and a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Tell you, the connections run deep between these schools, and now they'll battle it out for 36.6 seconds at the very least, with a 48-48 tie game from the TD Garden.
A sneaky one I've never even mentioned, Joe. I actually worked at Dedham for 2 years before I came over to Norwood.
Right.
So,
well, we're happy to see you switch colors to the blue and yellow of Norwood.
Yeah, so here we go. Dedham ball, 30 seconds left in the game. Norwood's still in that 2-1-2 full court press.
Dedham's got Milligan Gutierrez, both of the Allison Cardosos, and Lord Afoso Amposo on the court for them. For Norwood, it's the starting crew. It's Larkey, Dearborn, Sheehan, Ukimchak, as Dedham fires away on a three off the mark, no good.
And what an effort there. Number 24, Dearborn, tried to jump the pass. Would have been an amazing steal. Was way out of the play. Came hustling back for the defensive rebound. Gets the jump ball, and it's going to be Norwood ball here with 12.8 seconds left in a tie game.
I have to imagine if you're Norwood, you're playing for that last shot.
Yeah, I would imagine Fraioli right now is drawing up some sort of one-possession shot here. They'll probably run the clock down to about 7 or 6 seconds and then get into some sort of action. It might be a high pick and roll here with Alex. You might see Dearborn and Connell play a little two-man game. We'll see what the headmaster, Chris Fraioli, is thinking right now.
Either way, this is set up for a fantastic finish. 12.8 seconds left on the clock. Norwood 48, Dedham 48. Norwood had the lead for much of the first half of this game. Dedham not only stormed back and took the lead, but took a pretty commanding lead as they were up 7 for a large part of the third quarter. But it has been Norwood behind the rebounding of Alex Ukimchak and the clutch shooting of Patrick Connell that has put them right back in this game. And now as they talk things over with their head coach and you see shots of the scores here in the TD Garden rafters, we get ready to go. Dedham is back out there already on the court, and then in runs the Norwood crew with Caden Sheehan being the one to inbound it.
So Dedham's going to set up in a full court press. Norwood's going to go 4 across to counter.
Here's the inbound from Sheehan. 12.8 seconds left in the game. The shot clock is off. Dearborn moving in, throws it up for Ukimchak, who gets the bucket.
What
and immediately
an
a timeout.
executed play there from the Mustangs. They get the ball in easily to their senior captain, Dearborn. He drives left, takes it full court, and lobs City to Alexander. What a finish there from Alex. And boy, oh boy, what a game in the Garden. So Dedham calls a timeout. 2-point game with 6.5 seconds left. But what a play there from Dearborn and Alex. Oh my goodness.
Dearborn had a head of steam coming in there and knew right where to go with that pass. It was a huge assist from the senior captain. And Alex Ukimchak, who by our unofficial count now is up to 25 points today and has easily surpassed a double-double. Collects perhaps his 2 biggest points of his high school career to date at the TD Garden against his former team.
Storylines all over the place today, Joe.
They write themselves, don't they? And Chris Fraioli will break the huddle with his team. Coach at Dedham, as we keep mentioning, for many, many years. It's his 3rd year at Norwood. But the game's not over, Joey.
No, we've got plenty of time here left for Dedham to come down and make a play. But I'll tell you what, Dearborn has really come alive here in these last few minutes of the game. Very impressive effort from him after he wasn't playing so great to start the game.
I saw him earlier in the day, and he seemed to have a really good head on his shoulders and was really focused coming into this game, and it's delivered in the fourth quarter. Ice in his veins from number 24 for Norwood. And the Mustangs took a couple seconds off the clock there. Actually, I think just a decisecond on there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to adjust the clock here. No time had come off, but Caden Sheehan did touch the ball. So looks like we're going to take 0.5 off of the clock here.
So 6 seconds even to go. Dedham will get the inbounds pass in a moment, coming from number 23, Julian Allison Cardoso. He's only in the game because Jaden Tomorrow, Dedham's second leading scorer, has fouled out.
Yeah, and so now Norwood's going to adjust. It looks like a diamond in one press with Alex all the way back to protect the rim, and here we go.
It's Justin Allison Cardoso who brings it into the offensive end, and I believe they pointed towards Norwood, and Fraioli will take the timeout.
So I think Dedham called the timeout. I think he pointed the wrong way initially. Yeah. So Dedham gets it over half court, calls another timeout, and they're only going to have 2.8 seconds left here. Not sure I've really seen that one before where call a timeout, drop something against the press, and then get it over half court, call another timeout. I thought Dedham had a pretty good lane to the basket there. Instead, they're going to have to drop a sideline out of bounds play.
Now, if you're Dedham, 2.8 seconds to go. Your leading scorer is number 5, Gutierrez, who has been very successful not only from the line tonight, but also getting inside. But you've got to consider the 6'7" presence of Ukimchak, who's still in there. If I'm Dedham, I'm not sure I want to challenge him with the game on the line, as good as Gutierrez has been.
Yeah, it's probably a very safe bet that Alex is going to be positioned directly under the hoop to protect the paint here. You're right, Joe. Gutierrez, especially right now with Tomorrow out of the game, he's probably their best offensive threat. I'm not sure if you want to lob it into the paint with Alex right there. Maybe they get Gutierrez a touch and kick it back out to a shooter.
So there have been many legendary moments on this court. I'm not saying high school basketball is going to be on par with that, but this is a big moment for all these kids. You thought he was going to be under the hoop?
Yeah, we're going to have Alex on the inbounder here, so I'm not sure Dedham can even see anything off the inbounds.
They get it to Milligan, who almost stepped out of bounds, and he did. Sam Milligan with a foot on the line gives the ball to Norwood with 1.3 seconds to go. And everything has gone the Mustangs' way here in the last 30 seconds.
And just like an NBA game, this one's going to take about 30 minutes to wrap up the last 30 seconds of a game. Timeouts going back and forth. What a defensive effort there from the Mustangs. Alex on the ball, 6'7" Ukrainian, jumping up and down, making it difficult to inbound. And then Norwood double teams the ball handler, forces a turnover, and they've got a chance here to wrap up this game with 1.3 seconds left.
I thought, Joey, you were spot on when you said, yep, Ukimchak will be pasted underneath the hoop, not allowing anything. And then Fraioli throws him out to guard the inbound pass.
Great
What
move.
a call. It was extremely effective.
That's why he's been a head coach for about 20-plus years, and I have been a JV coach for about a year and a half. That's that makes the difference there.
So Dedham will come back out there. It's got to be killing Jaden Tomorrow right now, who fouled out of this contest. Although take nothing away from the senior. He left it all out there in his 3 and change quarters of play. But Dedham's got Gutierrez out there, Afoso Amposo, both of the Allison Cardoso brothers, and Milligan to try to get some kind of miracle to happen. Norwood will inbound it with Caden Sheehan. They've going with a little bit of a stack here.
And I would imagine they're just going to go deep, and there it is. Ball game.
There it is. Larkey with the ball in his hands, closes out a win. He spikes it into the ground, and at the TD Garden, Norwood closes out a fourth quarter comeback, and they win 50-48 over crosstown rival Dedham.
What a game. What an effort from both teams here on the parquet in the Garden. Amazing finish, just like we figured, Joe. Both sides battled it out after battling each other last week, this time much closer. But what a day here at the TD Garden for Dedham and Norwood.
25 points tonight for Alex Ukimchak. He was no doubt the star of the contest, and those last 2 points perhaps the biggest of the night. Don't forget Patrick Connell, who lit it up, knocking down 4 3-pointers, 18 points tonight from our unofficial count, and perhaps the biggest assist of the night from Norwood's other senior captain, Brian Dearborn, giving it up to his big man and getting perhaps the biggest assist of his career at the school on the hill thus far at the TD Garden on the Red Auerbach court.
Yeah, especially down the stretch, as you mentioned, Joe, that third quarter and that fourth quarter, those 3 seniors really willed the Mustangs back into this game and then took them over the finish line there to win this game. Connell just kept lighting it up from 3. Dearborn might not have had his fastball today, but stayed locked in. Great effort on both ends of the floor and made a heck of a play to lob it up to Big Alex for the game-winning alley-oop. Amazing stuff there from the Mustangs.
Unbelievable. So it'll be a pretty quick turnaround as the teams will take their place here at center court, and we'll get ready for Monomoy Regional against Bourne as the Cape now gets some featured action here at the TD Garden. But, Joey, this was a lot of fun. Thanks to Ron Marshalsea, who's off camera right now, but he did a heck of a job coordinating us, finding us a spot to shoot from, and really kind of being the one-man crew dealing with all the technology that they don't want us touching.
Yeah, amazing job by the basketball teams today. Amazing job by the NCM staff. What an opportunity for us to broadcast from the suite. What an opportunity for these teams to play here in the TD Garden. What a day this was. For sure. And the game lived up to the expectations. We thought that Dedham was going to come out firing. We thought they were definitely going to have their fastball as we will get your baseball references going, and they sure did. Tomorrow was excellent for them. Gutierrez was excellent, but Norwood closes it out, and this win has got to feel good. I imagine Fraioli might give his team a little bit of a rest tomorrow on Sunday as they gear up for next week. Yeah, if I were to bet, I would imagine they're off tomorrow. We'll see them on Monday for practice. But a gritty, tough effort there from this Mustang team. You mentioned earlier they just played last night on the road. They come in here this morning bright and early, and they steal one back from Dedham. So great job by both teams, and this was an amazing day.
Well, thanks for joining us and tuning into this broadcast. Whenever you may be watching it, I'm sure it'll be in the archives for a while. So if you're watching us in 2025 or in 2050, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we hope that Norwood will be back at the TD Garden before long. Always nice as well, and we'll kind of close with this to support the Andrew James Lawson Foundation, which is the reason we're here. A great slate of games that was kicked off with some unified basketball action, and it's always nice to see that getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. So for Joe Pinola, Joey O'Connor, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
Take care, folks.